Oh.
Well,
Clap. Oh. Point mics.
Oh.
I did have a white friend,
Down the tubes.
Irish Catholic. Both
Good
his
for you,
parents.
dude. We all
both
have
of his-
white friends.
You found
Both
it
his-
necessary to do that?
Both of his parents were.
Says something about you.
Both of his parents were definitely totally white, and he would always say how he was Guatemalan. He had actually Guatemalan family, and I never saw proof.
Who is that for?
What about his
Why would he
grandpa?
lie about that?
Yeah.
Who do you think he was trying
It
to
was his
impress with
grandpa?
that?
Was it his grandpa? Somebody you know, so
Really?
yeah,
Who? Give
our
me
buddy.
Give me like a code.
We live with him. You and I lived with him briefly.
Looking for a free project management solution
You would say that?
that's actually free?
I've never heard him
Click
say
up.
that.
Yeah,
That's
I
wild.
never. It was just
I mean,
funny.
he said a lot of shit.
I mean, it might have been just like a weird joke that he always made.
Oh. Oh.
It is pretty funny.
Ouch.
Just to be Guatemalan is funny.
No, to
Ouchie.
say you are.
I have
Yeah,
white
that's
friends.
what I mean. Just to say that.
I have
you're-
other white friends.
Just a lie.
That's cool to say. I have a white friend.
Well, I was trying to. It was part of the story. I wasn't just saying like,
Yeah.
I
I'm
have
looking
a
at
white
the video
friend.
feed here. I see
Yeah.
Sam sitting a little close to me.
Yeah,
He likes that.
I do kind of like it.
He likes to be in the pocket.
There we go. I'm fine with that.
I know you are. So I'm not doing it to. Come on, I'm not doing it to push buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
we're just touching.
Well, this
guys.
is something we want to talk about on the pod. Sam, you're a bad guy.
I'm a bad
You're like
guy.
a bad guy, bad friend.
Yeah,
Like you welch.
this is Brennan's thing. He's trying to, prove to me that I'm a bad guy somehow.
No, I'm kidding, dude. Check this out. This is what I actually want to talk about. Last
Yeah.
time
Yeah,
was I wanted you to give you, Sam, an update on the best
yeah,
coworker I have.
yeah.
First, I want to catch the audience up because you didn't hear this, but basically, I work at Best Buy, you know that, and there's this type of employee that only comes on the weekends. And the first day I was there, I met this guy named something, and I just like clocked him immediately as kind of like kind of sketchy dude. He has like
Todd.
really thick. Yeah, Todd has like really thick glasses. He's probably like,
What's his last name?
well, I can't say.
Todd.
Fucking 4 eyes.
Maybe like Todd Chew or something.
Oh, is Todd his real first name?
No.
Well,
I'm
why can't we
making
just make
guess
up a
of-
fake last name too?
I just did.
Okay,
And he's like in probably
Todd Chew.
in his 40s
Yeah.
and thick glasses and kind of like gelled hair. And he was like, I was doing training on this like computer out of the way. You could just tell he kind of like wanted to talk to people. He's one of these guys. He's honestly, people aren't really like this, but he like is trying to talk to not work. So I get to talking to him and he's like, oh yeah, you're coming here. Cool. What'd you do before? And then I ask him what he did before. And he's like, oh yeah, well I've done a couple things, worked for the government, did some military stuff. And then I like kind of asked him some more questions. He's like, yeah, Abu Ghraib. Yeah, I worked at Abu Ghraib. And immediately, like, that's probably the craziest
Holy
thing
shit.
someone could say, I would say in that scenario is to say, oh no, I'm a fucking idiot, dude. Not Abu Ghraib. Where Abu Ghraib happened. Gitmo.
Yeah. Oh, right.
He works at Gitmo.
Right.
Abu Ghraib didn't happen in Gitmo.
It didn't?
No, it
I
happened
thought
in
it was a
Iraq.
black site at Gitmo.
It happened in Iraq at Abu Ghraib, the prison.
Oh, I thought Abu
They're
Ghraib was
two
like a
different
site
things.
in Gitmo.
Oh, but there's the Abu Ghraib incident was like the one with like
I
the
always just thought that was in.
that was AbuGhraib with the photos that came out of like
Yes,
that was
yeah.
the incident.
Yeah.
That was in Iraq. It's a
It's
prison.
a prison in Iraq.
Yeah, it was there
a black-
before.
I
It's
confused
still
them.
there. I don't
also
know
a
what-
black site situation, I guess.
It's like Gitmo. That's what
I mean,
what
they
got me
used
confused.
it. Yeah. I
or
think-
is it black site like it doesn't even have a name, I guess, right?
right.
It has a name,
All
so it's
I
not
mean
a black
by
site.
black
Okay.
site,
You meant he worked at Gitmo.
Yeah, he worked.
I think
But he-
so. Yeah.
What did he tell you? Abu
Now
Ghraib or
I'm like
Gitmo?
gaslighting myself because like, did he say Abu Ghraib? Because that's even crazier.
I don't
Yeah.
think he would ever announce that in public.
No, this
I
guy
think
would.
you'd be surprised.
This guy would do that.
Yeah.
This guy would do
Yeah,
that.
but that was like such a fucking stain that would like almost, made people be like, wow, George Bush really is maybe bad.
You really shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it was one
They-
time.
they had those guys
I'm just
sign
a
in
f***ing
as-
idiot. I just said a different thing in my brain because I'm like a f***ing dumb. so my brain, I'm
Right.
like vaguely
Well, good thing you have a
Iraq war
podcast.
related things.
Everything you say is recorded.
Yeah.
I guess
We just start
Guantanamo.
over.
No, what? No, it's fine.
We
It's-
should start
It's good
right
I
now.
said that though, because that kind of shows that I'm like a coward as well. That wants to hide my
Yeah.
dumb assery.
show
Check
your
this
weakness.
out, dude. This guy worked at Guantanamo Bay. Equally crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy for someone to be like, yeah, Guantanamo Bay, casually. And then I'm like, oh, and he's like, yeah, well, basically, I would look at, because the whole thing is at Guantanamo Bay, it's like people convicted or accused of terrorism.
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, well, basically, I would look at guys' case files and decide if they should be like let out or not. So he was a guy who would.
Jesus.
So I'm like, wow. And then this was the cool part though of this first insurance.
Sounds like a really good
Well,
job.
check this out. And I was like, oh wow, like that must have like weighed heavy on you. And he's like, no.
Oh my god.
No, not really. I mean, it was a nice place, because I was just like in this air conditioned office, and
How long
it was
did it-
tropical
That
there.
was-
There's, like,
yeah, it was
stuff
nice.
too. Like, but here's what's so
What was
crazy:
the pause between
He
you
couldn't
asking that and
even-
him saying that?
instantaneous. No,
It was
pause.
a nice job
But
because
what's
there was
so
air
funny,
conditioning.
Yes, like he basically didn't even perceive my question. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
Like he wasn't like.
Like that's a
Wasn't
job.
like, well, I could see how it could, but I actually was okay with the weight of it. He was just like, oh, like, was it hard? No, like, it was pretty nice and easygoing.
Atrocities require people like this guy
Yeah.
to happen. Atrocities.
Well, he just-
I mean, something.
I
like
forget
that
which one he
just-
even said, but he said he worked for a defense contractor, like, in the Middle East as
Cool.
well.
Cool.
You think
That's
he's a
cool.
he's a
And he's always just like, yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good job, like good pay,
Yeah.
and
He couldn't even, he couldn't get why anything he was saying to
Yeah.
me could be not normal.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like,
He's
it
a no
wasn't occurring
dialoguer.
to him. Huh?
he's a no monologuer.
Yeah, he has no self-awareness, this guy, in a bit. But anyway, okay, check this out.
Windbreaker.
So then I didn't
perfect.
see
He's a
him.
perfect grunt.
I didn't see him for like a month.
Gitmo windbrain grunt.
Yeah, Windbrain Gitmo guy. And he and also like the story isn't adding up because like you do that and then you work at I mean, I don't.
Yeah, did he
I'm
work
not
at
totally?
Did he work at Baskin Robbins before, and then he worked at Gitmo? Now he works at Best. Kind of like
it's
There's
now
part of
he's
me
gonna
that
go-
believes
it's
it
a
though. Like
weird-
military
he's gonna go work
contracting
in
is like
Syria now.
it's not really that they need the best people; it's that they need people who are okay with awful.
also,
with, like people like him who are just like, it's kind of like I just don't really see what's so bad
it's
about
like
the
working,
job. It's
I
great.
work at an office.
I mean, I clock in. I just work in. There's air
I work at an
conditioning.
office.
It's cool. It's tropical.
Is he like Buttigiegian? Like, is he kind of like an empty guy? Like, he's like, oh well, I just want to
Buttigiegian? Yeah.
Buttigiegian
Does
Petus.
he have a Buttigiegian
no, because
kind of
I would
energy?
say that he seems like Buttigieg, but more nefarious.
Oh, so
He
he's
has a
actively
sketchy
like
vibe about him
malevolent.
to
Oh,
me.
interesting.
Malevolent in a wind-brained way. Like
Like he
it's
steps
just obvious
into
to
evil.
him. It's obvious to
He
him
steps
that you would
ass
do
backwards
evil.
into evil.
Yeah. Well, check this out. So I didn't see him for a month, but the way this guy's character's developed is like perfect thing after thing. Because so then I meet him again, like a month, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Brennan, what's up? What's up?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah," and oh my god, I forgot that this was how we started talking. He's perfect, dude. Okay, there was a woman in this in the car audio section of the guy. He's like, "Oh, Brennan, do you know anything about the car audio stuff?" And he brings me over there because like him and he doesn't really know anything about the store. He just works in this one part of it or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he brings me over there, and it's this woman. It's this like probably like our age or no, a little older, like blonde lady in a tank top, and she has really big boobs. And then I honestly didn't think anything of it, but then she leaves because we're like, "Oh yeah, you can go to the auto part. There's a guy there who knows more about it." And he turns to me like in a cartoon. He's like, "Nice, huh?" He's
Oh
like,
my God.
he's like, "Ooh, hot."
Oh my god.
Like that, like stone cold. And I'm like, ha, ha, ha.
Man, have you ever worked anywhere?
Shuffle away.
I mean, you say that, but like, I don't know. At this place, that doesn't seem super common. That behavior, I
Yeah.
would say. But it was
Yeah.
just and no, I haven't worked at a lot of
It's a
places.
little
where
corp-
I've
it's a
worked
little
in like
corpo
college
for that.
campuses.
It's a
and
little
stuff.
corpo for that.
It's a little like
People like
in
that
the light of
tend
day.
to.
You got to keep
people like
that in the kitchen.
Yeah, people like that tend to be probably fired.
Yeah, you got to keep
Yeah.
that in like the back of a kitchen.
Well, he
They're
knows
not
you're
dealing with
He knows you're a
customers and
guy,
stuff.
so you can't break the code and rat on him.
Well,
It's true though. Chefs and cooks, they say awful stuff.
That's what I'm saying. But
They
what I'm
do.
saying is it's because it's
Constantly.
back.
Yeah.
There was this
back
woman
away.
that I worked at a
It is
restaurant.
back away, but also restaurants are just. It's just
But
a
wait,
whole nother world.
I have
It's weird.
like 2 more things to say about
Yeah.
him. So that happens, right? So we get to talking
Cool.
about. Here's the other
He's
almost
a
freaky
connoisseur
thing.
of fine women.
He remembered everything I told him like over a month ago, because at that time I was like, I told him I had broken up with my girlfriend at that time. And he's like,
You
so
kind
like,
of divulged some information.
it's like, how's that going? How's that going? And I'm like, it's almost weird to me that he remembered that well.
That's-
Our whole
it's-
one conversation we had like a month and a week
that
ago.
would creep me out.
One time.
That would kind of creep me out. Yeah.
And he's like, how's it going? I'm like, oh, and he's like,
Like you remember
I
him.
forget.
You remember him because he's the Gitmo guy.
yeah,
He shouldn't remember you because you're
I'm the guy who
breakup
broke
guy
up with his girlfriend who's
that works
new.
New at best.
Check this out,
Like
dude.
that's like
Check this out. This
This
is
guy's a
so
looper, dude.
perfect. So then he's like, we talk about it, and he's like, oh, well, I can give you this kind of, you know what I'm doing? And I'm like, what? So he explains to me that he's on a website called Fdating, which stands for foreign dating. And he's searching for a Eastern European wife.
Oh,
This
fuck,
guy is
dude.
so because I laughed out loud. I'm like, oh yeah, like that
What'd
makes
you say
sense.
that was?
What the fuck?
Fdating.com. But it was just so funny to me. I'm like, of course this guy. And then he starts going on this like, not a rant because it's calmer than that, but he's saying like, yeah, well, the women over here, they're feminists and, I want a job and, and it's like,
I
and
want
then
a job.
well, check this out, Sam. This is perfect. Dude. He's like, oh, they want a job and they want to be independent.
Oh
but
my
then,
God.
But then they turn 30 and they start crying on YouTube,
Huh.
So he's got this and he's like, and so
Wow,
I'm
he
like,
sounds red pill.
I'm trying to like
fully
not,
red pilled.
YouTube 100%. And what
Yeah.
I'm trying to do is like diffuse
He must be,
it.
but I'm saying he must be watching YouTubers that
Oh, yeah.
compile and like
He's
ridicule
trying
women.
to GMX.
Yeah.
He's trying to GMX.
max.
He's watching Rational Mail like 100%.
He's
But check this out.
He's
I'm like,
ration maxing.
I'm saying like, I'm just like repeating. I'm doing the thing you do when you're talking to someone you don't want to talk to, but you also don't want to piss them off, where you just kind of summate like what they're saying, and say it back to them.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
you're trying to, you're trying to like,
well, I'm going like,
let's get the fuck out of this conversation.
It's a more
and
traditional
then
culture
I can
over
leave
there.
and avoid you for as long as I possibly
And I'm
can.
like, oh yeah, it's a more traditional culture over there. And he's like, oh yeah, no, they really get it over there, and blah blah blah. Oh my god! And then I'm remembering as I tell you, he like this is Psycho saying this is full Psycho. He's saying like, yeah, well they're so beautiful
it hasn't been
over
Psycho
there.
at all yet.
They're so beautiful over there, and they don't even think so. Like they're really beautiful. Like a lot of them. And I swear to God, he says we're talking, and he looks down at my legs, and he says like, yeah, a lot of them they just wear like sandals and skirts and like. Just really pretty looking. And
whoa, dude, that's so wild.
Sandals
he
are
looked at your
so
legs,
pretty.
so you felt like
he's
extra,
kind of like it's like my legs were reminding him of what human looks like, or I don't know, like what or he's
no,
just
I've talked to
spacing
someone like
out.
that where it's like, I feel lost,
But it
in
was
your,
just
in your,
so perfect.
Your brain sauce.
It was so
your
perfect.
psycho brain sauce.
And then I mentioned I was looking for a place. He's like,
nice,
man, if my room was, if I had my
stop
spare
mentioning
room,
stuff to this guy, dude.
well, if my
He's
room
gonna
was
kill
open,
you.
well, he said this. He was like, well, I have a spare room. If it was cleaned up, I'd rent it to you. I'm like,
If it was cleaned up,
not in one.
Yeah.
I would be murdered if I
Yeah.
moved into that guy's place, or he'd like get me involved in a deep crime.
dude, could you imagine?
Like he'd make me an accomplice to like a gun running.
Could you imagine
racket.
if you were just sort of naive
And
and,
I just did
desperate,
it?
and you did it, and you just living with that guy, and he's like, he would just imagine living. How old is he? Like 40 or something? Probably?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and he's like his house is like psycho, just psycho style. Anything
Yeah.
you do, he's like, Brendan. So I don't really like it when you if you could put the toilet seat down a little gentler.
It would be stuff like that, and
Yeah,
he'd
and
also
then he'd be like,
he'd also be using
"Hey,
advanced military
check this
equipment
out,"
to
and he's
read
showing
all
you-
my texts.
check this out, and he's showing you like Reality Kings on his phone
He'd have.
while you're making breakfast.
He would. He'd
He's
show
showing
you
you
reality Kings and be like,
Kings.
nice, right?
He's like, dude, have you seen
Isn't
this
this
one
nice?
yet? Have you seen this one yet?
And then
She's
the last
nice.
thing that he said to me that day, this is the last time I saw him, he's like, oh yeah, I just killed a cockroach. And I
No
said,
way.
what? And he said, I just stomped on a cockroach
Dude,
over in the area he is. And he's like,
I think
I
think you should maybe find another. This sounds like maybe you're gonna die
and
by
he's
this
like,
guy's hands.
he's like, Jose needs to come clean it up. That's like one of the managers.
This guy's
Fake
gonna
name, fake
wring
name. But
your
I just
neck,
love that
dude.
he's like, yeah, he's just kind of looking at it. He's like, yeah, I killed it, squished it.
I
Jose
squished
needs to
it.
come clean it up. Yeah, because it's gross. Do you want?
Dude.
Oh, and he dead ass last things. Sam, he
Yeah,
said,
dead
do you
ass.
want to see it? Like, do you want to come see it?
No way.
He said that to me.
No
And I was
way.
like, that's okay. I don't really want to see it.
Wow. You should live
He's
with this
just
guy.
ticking
That's a great
every
idea.
box.
You should tell him
Every
to,
box
you
he's
should
ticking.
Can I just say, he also said I would have to clean up my spare room, which
He's
is
like,
kind
if
of
it was
weird.
clean. Well, yeah, because he probably has like bodies and
He puts a bunch
What
of
the
crushed,
fuck is in his room?
there's
That's
a
so,
bunch of like
crushed bugs in there.
He's a
dude.
bunch of equipment for like vacuum suit crush porn, like in his spare room.
I thought you were gonna say like a full dentistry office.
Something
That
like
would
that.
be
He's into
terrifying.
that. Well, I just have this
I
weird
like
feeling
to,
where
get
like
sex workers in my place, and then
numb them.
I numb them, and
with
then I do
consent.
I with consent, and I'm paying them, and I do dental work on them while they're out.
I pay them handsomely, and I
Oh, and
remove
have
a
you
tooth.
your license?
I pull a molar out.
So you actually were a dentist at one point?
Oh no,
No, oh, no.
Of sorts.
No,
I learned some skills to get.
It's mostly pulling. It's mostly pulling teeth.
I like to think that he's in there and he's just a bunch of crushed bugs and insects and tarantulas and
He
stuff
lives.
in the
He
room.
like just
You've
stares
got to
at
see
us.
my bug room.
I
my
just can't
crushed
believe
bug room.
the level to which each thing he does, like for me, makes so much sense. Like the thing where he works at Gitmo, he's fine with it. He's trying to find an Eastern European trad wife. He like kills bugs and goes like,
How do you
"Do
know-
you want to see?"
How do you know that he's not just?
Okay, I'm
I'm
on it.
also so lucky
How
I
do you-
didn't give him my phone number. I almost gave him my phone number.
No
The
way.
first day I
What
met
do you-
him,
What do you like?
check this out.
Lobotomized
Check
when
this
you're
out.
in
Well,
there?
I'm not. The first day I met him, right? At the end of the day, we were in the parking lot. He's like, "Oh yeah, like you can give me your phone number." I was like, "Oh, you know what? I'll just write yours down on my notebook and I'll text you." And I'm so lucky I did that because
Which
if
is
he had
weird.
my phone number, it would be a dark
You know it's weird.
development.
You know it's weird.
Hmm.
Is that he doesn't even work there full time.
He works there
He's
only
not
on
even
weekends.
like
Oh.
he's not even your buddy. It's your
Wait,
first
dude.
day. Hold on. It's your first day. He's trying to do phone numbers.
Yeah, he wants.
No.
He's a lonely guy for sure. He talks in a sort of
That's a
interesting
red
way.
flag.
And
That's a
check
red
this
flag.
out, red flag
Big
in
red
general.
flag.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a chaotic red flag. It's like
I
something's
mean,
up with you.
coworkers number exchange that happens
You have
like
to be sensitive.
trust.
I haven't exchanged it with anyone yet, except one guy I wanted to cover a shift.
But that's because you haven't been there. You do
Right.
that
Later.
6 months.
Well,
maybe
you want to trust him,
you want to trust someone.
and also because
That's
with a
weird,
phone
dude. I don't
number,
even-
you can find a lot of stuff.
Oh, really?
Well, yes, because like any app where it's like, do you want us to search your contacts to see like
Jack,
if
is,
you have
just,
someone,
Jack is just looking at Fdating right now.
I just signed up for a profile. I just got registered. You guys
it's probably a
gotta see this.
honeypot, dude. I don't know. It's probably like gonna do malware, and he's like trying to trick me into using it.
No,
but check
it-
this
it
out,
is
dude.
bad,
Wait,
yeah.
he explained why he works on the weekends. He's
It looks
just trying
scary.
to.
It
You know
looks
what his
scary
main
just from
business
looking
is,
over
Sam?
here. What
This is
what?
yet another
His side
perfect.
business?
I keep remembering things that are so
He's a
perfect.
small business owner.
Real estate.
Oh, of
He's
course.
like, oh, exactly. Of
course.
course. He's like, yeah, well, I just work here, to get extra money. And I'm like, oh, what do you do most of the time? He's like, oh, real estate.
Fuck,
real estate.
dude.
Got into real estate.
Holy
Perfect thing for him to get into. For that type of guy to be like, now I do real estate. This is the part of life where you do real estate.
So there's no
Real estate is an interesting business.
yeah, it's
because
just like divorced
Yeah.
moms who
But
never
like,
had a job before that.
I
and
think
then like
I
him.
think anyone could really do it.
Well, that's what they think.
Who?
Real estate people. Anyone could do it.
Anyone can really
In a
do
sense, like in the same way that anyone can do background acting. It's like there's no bar to entry other than you don't have to be really on
it.
top
But
of
like
it
the
to
thing
get
I've heard
certified
is
or
like,
whatever.
yeah, the certification is really easy. And
Yeah.
it's not like that much the realtor
Well,
license.
what
and
it
then,
is it functions as a thing where you're like, oh, you know what? I'll just
Well, I was
own my
gonna
own
say-
business and do real estate.
What I was gonna say is, it's easy to get licensed. I guess is how I should have put that, because we just looked up a guy that we knew in high school who was an unfortunate character, but he's a excuse me, he's a real estate agent now, and he has an Instagram, and we were looking at it, and it's all pro photos and all this shit. Looks like he's doing it for a while.
oh my god,
he just has like 30 followers. Like his family follows him,
that's so sad.
and it's like
Hey,
it looks like he sells a couple houses here and there.
Fdating sex trafficking website confirmed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
100%.
tell you. I just
This
signed
is
up
a-
for it. Though.
This is a sex trafficking website.
This is scary.
Click on one of
This
them.
is I look just visually.
Hold on,
seeing
wait,
this on the
hold
TV,
on.
I'm scared when
Hold
I look
on.
at it.
Can we go down? We can order up a guy with a full donut. Click on him. Leo.
Yeah, it's just for foreign dating.
Leo 57.
Doxing his ass completely.
Dude.
Yeah, but they just have like they just have specs. They don't have like a written
Mr.
bio
Clean.
or anything.
Well, 'cause
Mr.
it's not
listener,
about that.
Listener,
Right.
hold the phone. He's 6'4". He's Mr. Cleaned out with a full donut, a full silver donut.
And he's from Antwerpen.
He's from Antwerpen. He's divorced, 57. He's a Capricorn. Bald, blue, one, rarely. He rarely smokes, rarely drinks.
And he's killed.
And he's dead.
He's killed.
Oh, they do have SpongeBob Paramount Plus ads on this sex trafficking website.
This is kind of like the downside of...
Jack's Google ad tracker is just psycho mode.
Well, this is the downside of Google ad tracking is that this is what companies don't like about it, because now basically Paramount's just like endorsing Leo.
Yeah.
They're like, it makes it look like they kind of are in with Leo. They're kind of okay with his deal.
Dude.
You know, SpongeBob, the whole show is like
There's a lot of guys.
thing about sex trafficking.
Who's that daddy down below?
Oh, this is so great. They have quick links so I can see Chinese women or Russian women or Ukrainian women or Brazilian women.
Go to Chinese women. I want to see what they look like. Chinese. They look. She looks happy.
Well, she's not getting... Here's what I'll say. Not for me, you know? Come on, spruce it up. Jeez.
She's in Aquarius. In Beijing.
It's the age of Aquarius. Chinese Aquarius.
They got 44 pages of
With Chinese
women. It is kind of crazy, the thing that you said, Jack, about how like there's not even a bio.
There's no bio.
Here's what's also crazy. How did he find this? Because like 1,500 views. There's not that many people
because he
using
falls
F-theory.
ass backwards into just evil plots and schemes.
Well, he did say...
I guarantee he was working at like a hot dog stand before he started working at Gitmo, and they walked up to him. They're like, "Hey, you want to do like some crimes? You want to hold the baton while we do all the crimes?"
Can we look at that? Can we click on
be
that
the
daddy
fall guy for all of us?
He might. This is the first thing. Case in point, talking about this is the
Christina
first thing that's
seems
made me
cool.
think like, what if he kills me? Like, what if he finds? Just for a second,
I think you should be careful. I think you might.
Well, at least you
Can
put
we
it,
go down?
You put it
Can
on
we scroll
wax
down?
now
Can we go on
people
that
know.
daddy on the beach? Mihal? Is that Mihal? Bulgaria?
Yeah, Mihail.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't say their names.
it's just first name.
These are public.
It is
profiles.
public.
Is he wearing like a bunch of Native American guys on his shirt?
Is he wearing the original
Enhance.
Homeland Security shirt?
Enhance that.
Yeah,
It looks. No, I think it is Native Americans.
yeah, it looks like
Wow.
Wait,
Whoa,
where did it say
dude.
he was from?
Bulgaria.
It's interesting. Well, you know, there's like a whole Eastern European like fetishization of Native Americans, right?
No.
There's like I think
didn't
it's
know that.
I think it's a true stat that like the largest collection of Native American artifacts I think is in Germany.
Really?
Yes, because like it just became, we learned about it in a class I took that was called like Native Americans in Museums or something, and like there's like one prolific German guy that has like the largest collection of Native American artifacts, I think, or something like that.
That sounds like one obsessive German guy.
Well, it began.
I think there's a lot
It
of those.
began in like the 1800s or something.
Okay.
No, I know what you're saying, but it's
Yeah.
like it's like it's a way to like America. It's like cowboys and Native Americans. Like, they're into that
So
because it's foreign to them.
right.
We love sitting.
It's like weebs. It's like weebs here. That's what it's like.
And it is interesting history.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
but they like it
Geronimo
in a
goes
creepy
so
German
hard.
way.
Geronimo
Yeah.
goes so
Yeah.
hard in the
Yeah.
paint.
So what do you guys think? Mihal B?
I'm bringing him home. Come on down to fucking
He seems
SoCal, Mihal. Let's get you down here.
He seems fit.
Man.
He seems like
I would
he's
like
killed
to-
too.
Oh, there's 4 other photos.
I would. Yeah, he looks like he has
Three
killed
other photos?
people.
He looks like special forces.
You gotta log in. That's why I made my
fuck.
account. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait. Let's log in with that.
Okay.
Yeah, but Mihal B, I guess I could see myself enjoying like a hot dog.
My profile ID is.
We go get a nice hot dog.
Here, I'll just hand this to Brennan.
Sam, why don't you pass that to me?
What do you guys think you would do? First thing he gets here, I would take him to a hot dog stand. And we're like, what do you think, man? This is American food. This is what we do here, man.
I'd take him to the beach. It seems like where he likes, but I'd like to show
He's
him
already seen the
how
beach.
nice the beach is here.
He's already seen the beach.
I
He's only seen the
probably-
German beaches.
He's never had a good American
or the
hot dog.
Bulgarian beaches.
I like that.
He's never had a Nathan's hot dog. Hebrew National.
You're obsessed with hot
Dude,
dogs.
me and
dude.
Mihal
Do you know
with
what's
Hebes.
you know what's in those?
With
Gross
Hebes?
stuff.
Me and Mihal were eating Hebes. Okay.
Wow, that's a nice.
Great
He's
photo,
got-
Mihal.
He's got an Eastern European dad bod.
Absolutely.
He's got a
he
bit of
couldn't
a-
look more Eastern European, I will say, especially in that first photo.
Levi's t-shirt.
He's-
Dude, that
he's
is
in
a
full
fucking...
He's got
Oh
some
my
great lighting
God.
on these
Wow.
photos.
That's kind of a boss move right there, what he's doing with the pose.
No smile too.
He's dominating.
You don't do that in Bulgarian dating.
He is
no smile on
you
that.
guys. He is dominating that post.
He's got no penis. He's
He's dominating the fence post. He's got no weight in the pants.
So?
No pants weight.
Dude,
What's
those
this?
joggers. Those joggers look empty to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't
go
know
ahead
why
and
we're
say I
casting
would
these
go-
versions.
He's flat downstairs.
It doesn't mean anything.
I love a Bulgarian wearing a Levi's t-shirt. Is kind of like, that's so cool.
The stock photo for the no photo thing
Like
is like
we have jeans.
MSN Messenger.
Like the fall of the Soviet Union was like, we can get jeans now, and then it's like the old school like boomer Soviet guy is like
Forever.
I love
Levi's.
always
Of course, dude, because they were
supporting
deprived of
Levi's.
it.
Yeah, it's cool.
My mom lived in Paris for a couple of years, and
Oh, cool.
from that she
We?
had,
We
we, you know, like your mom just has like a whole life in her past. There's
Yeah.
like a very,
Mhm.
very like direct demarcation in the knowledge of my mom, where it's like she was this cool like jet setting corporate lady, and
Oh,
that
that's cool.
lasted a little couple years into my life. But what's just crazy is how bisected it is, because then there's like a year period where she fully
How
changed from
bisexual
like
she is.
she changed from like bob haircut turtleneck all black mom into like hippie like
Oh,
California style anti-vax hippie
Right.
mom.
Someone dosed her, dude.
Just in like a year, she just like fully transitioned
She
to a
got dosed on
completely
Brendan,
different type
dude.
of lady.
Sounds like you ruined her life.
She got
She was
pilled,
full hippie
pilled on
woman.
her son.
She's a corpo professional, and then you just turned her
and
into
anyway,
a fucking
she worked at France, and she had a
hippie.
French friend that like visited here. And
Yeah.
he would buy, every time he came, he'd buy like a bunch of Levi's and a bunch of like Harley clothes.
That's so cool.
And he'd go resell them. He'd be like, I buy Levi's, I go resell them for 70 francs.
Well, that's cool. Yeah,
He's a sick
he's
guy.
making cash.
He's probably having sex with my mom. I'm realizing on the first time, like telling that story out loud. It's like
Absolutely.
this French guy who came
He's
all the way
wearing
to the
leather.
US to see my
He's
mom. He's
wearing-
just having sex
He's
with my
just
mom.
wearing
What's
he's
going
wearing
on.
leather chaps and just pounding, dude.
We don't have to get into it. I'm just saying it's funny that like that story
Probably
has
wearing
never been told
Levi's
to me in that
pounding.
way. So
He's wearing
realizing-
Levi's and leather chaps, dude.
Yeah, chaps are huge resale
leather
on chaps in
vest.
France.
and your mom,
Leather Harley vest.
your mom gave him like some quartzite that he has.
No, she wasn't into that yet.
Oh, right.
This is like a
I
long
see.
time ago. This is before
Listen,
me.
I'm going to change your mind.
Listen, you know French people.
I'm going to show you some amazing quartzite crystals.
Your
showing
French
her-
accent rocks.
Brandon, you gotta let us do just
Don't
No, I
fucking
like it.
dog
I'm
shit
not
impressions.
joking. I like it because you're like, I get to show you
Yeah,
some croissant.
we got to show you. No, quartzite crystals.
It's like a Steven Seagal French accent. It's like
Yeah.
how he would do it.
Yeah,
Steven
That's all
Seagal
my-
is like, I give a head
That's
to
all my-
St. Jude's.
that's all my impressions and accents are like that.
Or like the
of
Steven
Steven
Seagal
Seagal.
version.
Well, me and Steven are both over 6 feet tall, and that's what starts happening. Is you're kind of
Yeah, there's
you're kind of
honestly,
that. There's
right.
no kind of hard edges, you know.
There's not a lot of guys who are good at impressions that are over 6 foot.
Yeah, you get soft
And I
brain.
did
Will
that.
Sasso maybe being the only one. I think he might be tall, right?
Oh, is he?
I think yeah. But yeah, dude, you get soft brain when you get tall up. Your brain gets
I don't think
stretched
that's
out
it.
too.
I think when you're small, you have to overcompensate. So you got to be like a bunch of different people.
yeah, yeah. I
So
had to
Brandon's
overcome. I had to overcome
Brandon's
nothing.
like, I'm all
Yeah.
tiny. I got to be like Christopher Walken.
Yeah. No, I've talked about this with friends.
Honestly,
it's just
so
like
happy. I'm so happy I'm not listening to what you guys are saying because I feel like my feelings would be hurt if I was tapped into that.
you'd
how would
be
they be
alright.
hurt?
Because you're like talking about how I'm like tiny or something. Is that
Jack
right?
was saying something. You guys are the same size. I don't think Jack can
I'm an
really
inch taller.
cast dispersion.
Here's the thing, Jack.
this
You
is
have to
a short-
recognize something.
This is
That's
just
a conversation short people have.
yeah.
Like you saying I'm an inch taller only matters to you. It proves the principle that
No,
we're the same height.
it's
It
not
literally
true.
proves
It does.
It proves
It's
that
not.
we're effectively
Yes, it
the
does.
same height for
I'm
you
not
to
the
say
same
that.
height as you. Oh
This
my
is one of my
god.
favorite scenes in Steven Seagal history, dude. So this is a movie called Maximum Conviction, where like I just love
They're mercenaries and they have to get these girls out of jail.
out of a
and
prison that's like a
transfer
prison
them.
riot, and it's Steven Seagal. It's like a movie designed for Walmart Redbox because it's Steven Seagal and Stone Cold Steve Austin in it.
No, dude, it didn't even make it that far.
Do you think you could bring this up to your coworker that you were talking
This
about
movie,
earlier? Do you think he's watched
I
movies
don't
like
want
this?
to talk to him. I'm scared of him.
But
I
you're gonna be talking to him again. Do you think you could ask him about maybe if he's ever
If he's
seen
like Steven?
this movie?
He probably doesn't
Maximum
watch media.
Conviction?
He probably just like
Yeah.
looks at a wall when he
And then
gets
he's like,
home.
Oh, I should look at Fdating.
He
I wonder
sees
if there's new profiles
he sees an
posted.
earwig and he just like stares at it crawling around and he just thinks
Crushes it
about
with
how he
his thumb.
could. No, he thinks about how he could do it. And he holds his thumb above it.
And he's like
follows it.
He's like busting.
He's like, you don't even know.
He's like mind busting.
Check this out though.
He's a power creep.
Well, I think it's just so clearly a movie that was designed just like if you like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Anyway, it's a great Seagal film. This is also later era. This is when Steven Seagal's gone full black voice.
Yeah.
This is like full black voice Steven Seagal where he's just made it
Deep
executive
South.
choice that he's like not only a black guy, a type of black guy that doesn't even really exist.
Right.
And this ending monologue is pretty sick. I just want to.
They all get money, and you have to set it up more because they get a certain amount of money, and it's off the books.
It's
so
a
like
reward.
not only has Steven Seagal saved everybody's life, but he also gets like tax-free, cash that he can do whatever he wants with.
He just got out of a highly tactical situation.
He also in the movie he's like, I'm going full tack, and then he goes full tack in it. He's like wearing a backwards baseball hat and a big flex fit. He's got the red ruby rims on. He's got the ruby fucking shades on, and he's wearing a big vest, like a big tack vest with like an M4, and he's walking down the hallway clearing hallways and shit. It's really cool. That's my favorite part. And this is my other favorite part.
Hai un minuto per me, fratello?
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
All of that, dude, and I picked the fucking Spanish one.
It's probably really good.
You want to watch it in Spanish?
No.
Dude.
I mean, I kind of do.
This sucks. Can I not find it? Why is it only in Spanish, dude?
Well, this is right when the marshal gets there.
Story about the scorpion and the frog.
You know the story about the scorpion and the frog?
No, what's that?
I don't know. He's about to tell us.
Dude, this is bullshit. Can I not see the ending without
the kill count?
Forces. I don't know what's wrong with you, man.
Do I have to buy the movie? Should I just rent Maximum Conviction right now?
Why don't you just tell what happens?
Okay, well, here's what I'll do. I'll play
quickly.
I know what he says.
So basically, like
he goes.
Oh, you want to translate?
He goes.
Yeah.
You guys should translate, with the Spanish.
So, looks like we did it. Guess it's $50 million. We gotta split that.
That's what he's saying.
Ascolta, dopo che avrete finito di sistemare, pensavo che
It's like we gotta
potremmo incontrarci a Puerto
split the money.
Conosci il posto?
What are you gonna do with your half?
Certo, lo conosco.
Probably get a nice little farm.
He says, "I'm gonna get some sea-doos,
Stavolta.
have some fun."
Simpatica missione per noi. Credo ti piacerà. Non smetteremo.
He
Che
says
non saremo morti.
the best part about Steven's line is he says like, probably give half to St. Jude's.
He says, I don't know, I'm probably gonna get half to St. Jude's in Memphis, St. Jude's Children's Hospital in Memphis. The other half, gotta use to do some paybacks. Something like that.
Ending.
It's incredible. It's even better in Spanish.
Weird patch.
Just a
Skull
Stone
Crusher.
Cold's just wearing a Nazi patch.
It looks like a Nazi patch.
Show it for a second.
It looks like a
It
Nazi.
looks like a police gang patch.
Yeah,
It looks
it
like
does.
one of
It
the
does.
scary like
It does.
LA Sheriff's
Yeah.
Department
Yeah.
gang patches.
Dude, yeah, the sheriff just blasted us.
Great film, highly recommend.
Stone Cold Steven is in Death from Above. That's the wrong band name, right? What is the band name?
Death from Above, 1979.
What's that f***ing band?
Sick.
It's like a Nazi
That's a band. I think it is a band.
They have like a Nazi symbol.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Death in June.
Death in June, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck my ass.
I don't know if they have Nazi symbolism or the guy is a Nazi.
Well,
All the
those
art is
aren't
like-
mutually exclusive
I think
things.
it's both.
Well, I'm just
Either
saying, I
he's
think
just using the symbol.
no, all of the art is like creepy photos of him wearing like a mask and
Well, I think people have
Military
accused
garb.
him of that as possible.
Just the literal logo for the band.
But it is the logo for.
oh no,
like
you're
a-
right. You're right.
No,
yeah.
it is. It's like
you're
a
right.
skull. That's
It's
like
the skull and
something they
bone.
used or
It's like
something.
the
Yeah.
bone thing. Yeah, skull and bone thing. Yeah. No, you guys are right.
Thank you. God.
well, I have my band. I have a new band. I have a new band called Crystal Knocked.
That sounds good.
Nice,
Seems like
dude.
a good name for a band.
Yeah, we just knock crystals around.
Jack's Jewish, by the way.
It's a crystal based band.
Jack is Jewish. You can say that.
I'm a big fucking Jew.
Let's go down. Let's watch. We're just gonna watch top 10 Anthony Soprano moments. Dude, what is this?
This is a real thing.
I went to Israel, so I'm allowed to say that kind of stuff.
Oh, here we
Something
go.
that made me feel older was like, I've never been someone to just like watch clips of movies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I think I like experienced the type of nostalgia for first time because the other day I was on YouTube and I just went down a hole of like watching Sopranos clips. Like, you know, like when you go down a YouTube hole, you kind of don't even realize what you're doing, or like TikTok, you don't really know what you're doing.
Yeah, of course.
And I was just going, and it was so funny when I was like aware of what I was like watching these clips, and I'd go like, man, that was a good one. I'd like watch the scene where like Tony like tackled, like killed a guy, and be like, that was a crazy moment. I was like, it felt like a type of reminiscing that I've never done before. Where I was like, I felt like an old guy watching Sopranos.
Do they have the scene? Do they have the scene in there where he holds his hand on nose?
I did watch that. First of all,
On
I did
Christopher.
watch that, and it reminded me how that's probably my most emotional TV moment.
Really?
Like, I was so shocked, and
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
legit
it's shocking.
sad.
Yeah.
I was sad in real life,
Yeah.
like for like almost a day.
Yeah.
What about Breaking Ball when Jesse's
Like, I
like,
don't get into shows that much because Sam, I was like, why would he do that? Why would he do that? Come on.
Well, that's
It's,
a crazy.
like, sad.
We don't have to get into it. We don't have to analyze that scene, but
let's talk about
he
Breaking
looks in the
Bad.
back seat. You know, he looks in the back seat and he's like, okay, so he's trying to justify it to himself,
Right.
You
He's
know,
justifying
like,
it to
he's
himself.
like, that's
He
the
just
kind of
wants
person
to do
Tony.
it.
He wants to do it because he's a
Not
thorn
for
in
that
his
reason.
side,
Yes.
not because he could have killed a kid.
It's justifying it to himself.
But then he's like,
100%.
and he peeks at the fucking car seat and he's like, yeah, it's cool.
It made me so sad
Yeah,
because I saw this is
it's a
this
fucked
is,
up moment.
I guess like
He kills.
yeah, such a tragic character. a
If
little bit.
anybody hasn't seen it by now, I mean, you should have seen it.
No, I don't think we should worry about Kane.
Yeah. Spoiler alert for Sopranos.
Also, welcome to Sincere Sopranos Talk. We don't make jokes. We just say like that was a really good moment.
Yeah.
I watched like Steve
I
Buscemi's
tried to
whole
get
arc.
Breaking Bad going, but
Okay, we'll talk about Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
No, that's
what
true.
about
I want to
Breaking
keep just
Bad?
talking about shows. Go ahead.
Jesse's like, there's an episode where Jesse's like, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah. What's up, bitch?
Was that it? That's the moment.
Yeah.
What's up, bitch?
I remember. Do you guys remember?
What's up, bitch?
Have you guys ever
Mr.
seen Family
White.
Guy?
Mr. White. Mr. White watches
Mr.
her
White.
die.
Mr. White, bitch.
Nice.
Mr. White, bitch.
Bitch. You're right. You got
Bitch.
Bitch.
Mr. White, bitch.
There was Mr. Pink, Mr.
Mr.
Green,
Pink, make you think.
Mr.
Mr.
White,
Brown,
keep
turn
you
you
up all
upside
night.
down. Mr. White, bitch.
Keep you up all night, bitch. Mr. White.
That's a near-death experience for you guys.
NDE, yeah.
What?
That moment with that
In
guy.
Santa Cruz, this guy was like, Sam and I were outside smoking cigarettes, and we didn't have any place to
You were
stay in
younger,
Santa
too.
Cruz. Oh, sort of younger, yeah. We were like 18 or 19 or something. And this guy came up to us, and he was like,
Yeah.
Yeah. You're younger.
That's like a 30-year life.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Checking his watch and shit.
Time
Dude,
just
did you
seeing how
have,
old
like-
he is.
what's-
You got somewhere to
What
be,
is this?
Hotshot?
No, I just
Mr. Hotshot,
when
dude.
people talk about time, I just look at. I'm just tired. I was just a little tired. I'm laying down. You guys are like offended by it
I have no
I think you might
opinion
be
on the
tired
laying down.
because, well,
because I'm laying down.
I don't care about the laying down.
that's fine. I'm not you, Brennan. I
You
think
care about it?
No, I don't care about it. I'm just, you're saying, if you're going to say I'm tired, I'm going to say you're probably tired because you're laying down. If I started laying down, I'd
I
get
didn't
sleepy.
mean like I'm tired. Like I just meant like my body would like to lay down.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sort of. It's because of my
kind of a-
wound.
Well, Jack's a guy with, and I'll,
I have an
I'll
open
say,
wound on
Jack,
my
I
body.
need you to not
Yeah.
interpret this as a diss. I'm just filling out the lore. You're a
Uh-oh.
guy
Here
who
it
needs
comes.
his sleep,
Here it comes.
Yeah.
and you have a
Absolutely.
heart out.
Yeah,
This is what
he
I
does.
admire about it.
You do have a heart out.
This is what I admire about it. I am someone who has such a hard time. Like if it's late and I'm like, oh, I should kind of go to bed. Someone's like, oh, we're all gonna go to this thing. I've gotten way better at it over the years.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's do it. Or like one more episode is.
Or like even maybe there's not even something fun going on. Just you have to talk about radical feminism all night.
Yeah. You have to talk. You have to like, discuss rad feminism as a concept.
Just a compulsion.
Just hopped up on Adderall. And just
you
be
just
like,
you just get really high on Adderall, and then you just discuss rad fem.
Yeah, and then also like, or just like one more episode. I'll always go one more episode if someone proposes that we're watching a show in the evening, and so I admire it that Jack is so good at just going like, nah, I'm going to bed. Yep.
You're kind of like that about everything. I mean, you
think so? Though?
He is a cut and dry. Like, yeah,
He'll
I'm done hanging out. I'm done hanging out.
I don't know. I don't think that's so true.
No, I think it is. For me, at least, I know.
I've become more like that.
That's good. I respect it too. I wish I was more like that.
I like my alone time. I
like to. You know what? I find myself in social situations where I'm like, it's not with like you guys or like people.
It's like two guys like you, but right like now, not you guys.
Yeah, not with good friends is what I'm trying to say. But with people where it's like you're at like some sort of thing you've committed to, and it's just like there's a time when it's like I would like to leave. I'm always there way past that time, and I would like to not do that. Good. I would like to not do that.
I mean, sometimes there's like a it's a balance because you don't want to be a fucking asshole.
Dude, he was kind of offended, but now he's like opening up on the theory behind it. He's like, well, look, the thing is that
this guy you excited, you're awake.
Well, you're excited to describe why it's so cool to go to bed.
You're sitting
on time.
Yeah. Careful, she's trying to.
Yeah, my cat's behind the curtain.
She's getting aggressive, dude.
She will attack your hand because it's a fun game.
That's her little hiding spot.
I just mean that, if you guys want to learn the ways, that's all.
But yeah, red pill me, dude. Red pill me on how to say no.
Yeah, tell us.
Well,
let's get in your mind.
You're at a party and you've overstayed how long you want to stay. You should go.
Yeah,
you should go home.
Can I ask you? Do you try and say bye to everyone, or
no? That's impossible.
Okay, well, not. But you don't just leave without not saying anything.
No, I don't. I don't do that. But
when I was younger, I used to do that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, that was different. I think I know what you're talking about.
The new best way to make money online that nobody's talking about is something you've never heard of before. It's
So Jack, how do you do it? It's like, how do you reach this place where you can just say no to stuff you don't want to do and like prioritize your sleep and your body?
I would say I'm still really bad at saying no, actually, but
that's okay.
That's interesting. So
you would beginning to
admit that first. Admit that first.
Well, what that means is that you would like to say no to everything. Well, hold on. What that seems like to me.
Don't you see that that's the wise man? The wise man knows he's not wise.
Yeah, true.
He's admitting
you're a guru. That means you're a real true guru.
A guru?
A guru.
A guru.
A guru.
Is that French guy from earlier?
No, you never heard people say it that way. Guru. Guru.
Sometimes I like to imagine. Sometimes
you're fucked up.
If I'm at a party or something and people are drinking and I'm like, man, I'm 29 or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think about just my bed. I think about how nice it sounds just to crawl in there with my pillow, my Tempur-Pedic pillow. And just lay down and go, oh shit. I'm all in my cozy, comfy bed. And to get there, you have to say goodbye to the people at the party, you know? So there's a motivator.
That's funny. I do think about my bed a lot.
You focus on that.
I think
you focus on that. That's interesting. Because I think the reason I can't say no, right, is because like I'm seeing the bed as like a foregone, like that just happens every day. But it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because I think of it that way.
No, Brendan, can I ask you,
isn't the opportunity
is your bed nice?
You have a sanctuary set
Not really. I would say that I'm like really bad at some basic bodily stuff as far as like making my bed. Like I'm the type of person who I'll be like, my bed's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then I just live that way.
Live like, I'm like, you just sleep on it for four more years.
This topper isn't really nice.
Yeah.
I'll just sleep on it for 6 years.
Yeah, I got rid of my topper recently. Now we're just getting real. Now we're just getting talking about life.
Give it a moment. You got rid of your topper recently?
Yeah, because I think those are toxic.
Thank you so much for donating, Buzz41.
You get them and they smell like absolute petrochemical fucking fake synthetic, just terrible.
Well, they all have
They smell
It's unnatural.
terrible.
It's all have
And then you're like, I'm gonna put this on my bed for years.
It's
I'm gonna huff it every fucking night.
Yeah, it's off gassing.
Yeah,
It's just crazy. You buy something that's off
supposed to let it
gassing and it
off-gas,
smells
and
bad, and
you're
you're like,
sleep on it
I'll
every
get
night.
it. I'll put my nose in it.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
be done off gassing now after a day.
They all have the cooling beads too, and it's like
yeah, those are
I
gotta
like
be
the
bad.
cooling
That's-
aspect.
okay, but this is what I'm gonna say is
Beads?
that doesn't sell me on something.
beads
That's
in their
something
beads?
is
Dude,
natural.
you know
Is
the
that
cooling beads?
Mine's a
most of
cooling
them have-
topper, but what are the beads?
most of, like
Like
these
blue.
like blue gel beads in it that are like cooling,
They
and it's
touch
like
you? Are they big? Are they small?
They're small,
I'm
like,
picturing like a bunch of
speckled.
Tide Pods in
these
a
are
topper.
big. These are big beads that touch you. Is that what you're saying? Are they big beads that touch you?
Yeah, like is it a big mattress of beads?
You bring the beads in, and you touch them.
Man, you know what my mom lives is a bead store.
Oh, I've gone to a bead store with someone before that was heavy on beads. My dad like kind of dated this woman. And it was like one of those moments where it was
Just like fucked her a couple times.
seriously, it was one of those things where it's like I was a child, but I was like,
Oh my God.
am I not supposed to like kind of like be like meeting people that
Right, I shouldn't be
just-
Have
here.
you ever heard your parents have sex?
no, well no, that's not possible.
One
But
time. One time I really wish I had not. Not my parents,
I thought
my
your parents
dad.
were divorced, man.
No, it was my dad and some woman he was dating, which makes
Oh.
it worse. And
Mm.
oh my God, just awful. Just no good at
maybe
all.
I've heard my dad having sex. I don't remember, but the bead store was probably worse than any
You don't want to.
sex hearing. Going to a bead store,
Is worse.
bead stores are not cool.
Well, I'll tell you
to
what,
me.
dude. My mom.
I like beads too, and I can't go to a bead store.
I mentioned how my
They're
mom.
not gonna have any cool beads.
I came out of my dad's balls.
There it goes.
That is crazy that that's literally true.
Yeah.
You did come out of him. Don't you ever think about that? Wait, hold on.
What you were saying that your dad looks like? You're saying Euripides?
Yeah, my dad looks like Heraclitus right now. Heraclitus. Euripides.
Euripides.
Your dad in a toga would be kind of sick.
Well, he's got
I
a
could
big
see it.
fucking
Was able to win any
Homer beard right now.
But he's got kind of Homer hair too, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's all slick back.
It's all like, and he's got like that kind of kind
wave.
of Grecian curl.
Yes,
He's
yeah.
got that
he's a
Grecian curl going
yeah.
on.
He does. You put in some binaurals? I might slip into a.
Oh, Jack,
Ecstatic
yeah.
state.
These might be.
Were you guys?
These drugs might be too heavy
I was
for
just
Jack.
gonna say, were you conscious of the phenomenon for a while where people were like, you listen to a song and it makes you high?
Yeah, iDozer.
I have a
bitch.
perfect memory of
Jack
that
and I.
sweeping
Jack
through
and
my.
I.
You did
Jack and I-
iDozer?
Jack
Fuck
and I.
yeah.
Jack and I.
I did a heroin iDozer.
Yeah, I did an N-boom iDozer.
I have a perfect memory
I was so fucked up.
of being in high school and one of my friends, my friend Kohler, like, and a bunch of kids gather around in a classroom and they're like playing the
Your
iDozer.
friend was a Kohler, like a fridge.
He's playing
That is a funny
iDozer,
name.
and
Just the name is a
Kohler is
fridge,
already
fucking-
like kind of funny looking. He has like
he's,
really
like-
huge
He's
hair,
square and he's
Kitchen
white.
supply.
and he would always
He's
wear
all
like
square and white.
he'd always wear
So
baseball
cold to
hats.
the
He's always making a humming noise.
He'd always wear baseball hats, so it's like a 90-degree hair come out. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
So he's already
the
and he's
flip.
tall and
Yeah.
lanky, and he would also do this thing where this is so cool, dude. His dad
Scheckler.
was on the education board for
Kohler
our county,
Scheckler.
you know,
Yeah.
and he was late so much that his parents almost got in trouble for truancy. You know, if like you don't go to
Oh,
school
yeah.
enough times,
Because he was at home
Yeah.
just iDozing
no,
or
dude,
what?
this is the funnier part. This is like a cool type
He
of high
was
school
never
kid
the
to be.
same after all
He
that
would come
iDozing.
to school early
Yeah.
and then sleep in his car and come in late.
Huh.
You'd like oversleep in his car.
I didn't know there was a kind of kid that sounds like
Well, just like
uniquely
just don't have your shit
strange.
together, you know, like just a real like
He
slapdash high
almost
school
does.
kid. He almost does. Well, check this out. I just have such a distinct memory of iDozer sweeping through like as a phenomenon, and just this memory of like a bunch of kids around him, and they're like playing an iDozer, and he's like sitting in like a school chair with the headphones on. He's going like, oh, like fully believing he's feeling it and that it's real, which
Yeah,
is so
tight.
crazy
It
to
is.
think
That's
about,
so
like,
tight.
because he had to believe it, right?
Yeah.
Or he's a
Yeah.
psycho. He either had to believe it was happening, or he's a psycho.
Well,
Right.
one time Sam and I did this thing that's like some phenomenon you do where you cut a ping pong ball in half and then you
Yes, Gonsfeld procedure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
It's
that
the
at
original.
school.
It's like the original sensory deprivation
Yes, dude.
thing. Yeah. That was cool.
Did you do it at school?
It freaked me out.
No,
I
we did
couldn't
it
get
at,
into it.
We did it at
couldn't
my
do
mom's
it.
house. We were at my mom's house.
You need a red light too.
Yeah.
You have to get a red light
We
in
did
a
it.
room.
We did
It doesn't
everything
have to
right.
be red.
This the one we followed does.
We follow. Yeah, we saw this.
It just has to be
You
like
have to
an
listen to
infinite field.
white noise.
I will say I felt really good.
Did you get
when
to
I
a
did it.
hallucinatory state?
I felt.
Did you see
I was
flashing
seeing like
images?
shadows and shit.
No, I felt more
Oh.
just detached from my body.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what's supposed to happen, which I couldn't, my eyes were like all red and fucked up because I was trying to get it to work. But supposedly, if you do it for long enough, you will just fully start seeing like images, like full images flashing. Supposedly, but I don't know if that's.
I would
that
do it
could be
again.
a
I would try it
myth.
again.
Yeah, we
It's
could do
interesting.
Gonsfeld on pod.
Yeah. I think that would be really entertaining. It's just one of us with ping pong, just white noise at the pod. Just hours. I remember doing it for like
It'd be like two
an
guys
hour
doing
straight.
a podcast and
I
one
did it
guy
for like an
not doing
hour
it.
straight, and all I got was just like no body feeling anymore, which was nice. It was cool, but it wasn't like I didn't start having what you're describing.
Well, do you get the thing at night where like if you just stare at your roof, you start seeing like green and
Undulating
purple
shit.
swirls?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think it's probably a
little
little
bit.
different for everybody, but if I stare at my roof, because you're essentially Gonsfelding because it's not receiving information,
Yeah.
I start seeing like
Well, I
green
started seeing
and purple forms going like
Yeah.
like on the roof, kind of
I would say in perfect darkness, what I see
little
is
tadpoles.
more like static on a TV, kind of.
I see that too,
Yeah.
but this is like if I keep doing it, I start
Yeah.
to see these like purple and green image like.
That's
forms.
interesting you say that, because when I was really, really young, I had these like night terror things where there was like open eye visuals where I would like
Mhm.
wake up in the room and I would see swarms of bugs, and they'd be purple or yellow, and they'd be like
Whoa.
what you're describing.
Maybe what you're interpreting is swarms of bugs at that time.
When
So
I was
think
a
I'm
kid.
seeing the same thing. Yeah.
And I would see, but I would start to see them in lit rooms. Like they'd turn the light on and I couldn't escape it.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you ever
But
had full blown sleep paralysis?
I remember the way it looked though. I remember
Yeah.
the way it looked, and it was for sure just a visual.
Right.
It's probably like my eyes growing or something.
Yeah.
It was
Probably your eyes growing.
It's probably growing.
That's
People
my
know that
theory.
eyes get so much bigger as you age.
I was
typically.
having basically eye growing pains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, load me up an eye dozer, man.
Yeah, let's get some
Yeah, ecstasy.
ecstasy. Yeah, let's do
I want to
ecstasy.
do some ecstasy.
Dozers.
Just a disclaimer, you guys, this is like literally doing ecstasy if you're listening.
Yeah.
It's like
so
if you're
careful.
operating heavy machinery or something like that.
Yeah.
What's this one?
It's a Digi-High 40 technology.
I need it to be like
Digital
iDozer.
ecstasy.
That you have to buy eye dozer, dude. You're gonna have to
I
do
thought
a
it was
knockoff.
on Spotify.
No,
I mean, yeah.
they didn't have Spotify when I was dozing.
I think you just got it from.
I downloaded it from LimeWire and then I put it
Yeah.
on an iPod and laid down at my friend's house. Oh my god, I'm coming up.
This is so funny because the iDozer, at least the claim was like that it was binaural beats, which do sound weird. Whereas this is just like clearly music.
Yeah.
This is just clearly
Click
like
through
sound
it.
effects
Click
and shit.
through it.
Yeah, let's click through here.
Yeah, if you listen to the right set of drums and synthesizers, it simulates MDMA in your head. That's for sure true.
Dude, look at that.
Little
look at
Cartman.
that. Look at that Misfits press bill.
Look at that blue carton.
Oh my god. Respect my authority.
Respect my authority.
Do you remember at our... Do you feel comfortable saying what college we went to?
Is that
or
a
no?
Kenny too? That's Kenny. Up there in the top right. Is that Kenny?
That is like a little press Kenny.
Press Kenny. Jack, you feeling this? Yeah. Actually, you guys.
Actually,
Warner
okay,
Brothers.
I was just
logo.
going to say I was talking such smack, but I'm
getting
feeling
kinda
a
high.
sensation kind of like go up my legs.
Yeah. Damn. I think it might be those string plucks.
Oh my god. And the way they kind of echo and like ding, 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 ding.
And the skull is now, this Misfit skull is kind of giving me a spooky kind of like
There's a
vibe,
Lego.
but,
There's
like,
a
in
Lego man
beautiful
pill.
way.
There's a Lego man
I
pill.
saw that. Yeah, the orange.
Warner Brothers,
Warner Bros.
Boston Red Sox.
End tile
Toyota.
from...
Do you see the green Toyota?
I'm seeing a Scrabble end tile.
No. Oh, nice.
Scrabble
Green
Z tile,
Toyota.
perhaps. Oh, Domino's.
Scrabble Z-
Press Domino's. That's kind of
Ferrari.
a boring one, honestly.
Yeah.
WB logo is awesome. Press WB logo is like such a cool, non-cool thing.
Yeah.
It's like you're repping WB.
Well, it might have been.
I don't understand.
It might have been around the time of the Warner Brother T-shirts.
It might have been around the time of the Warner brother who made the company.
No, like
No, I
brother.
wore more.
Oh,
Our friend had a shirt that said like, if you see something, warn a
oh
brother.
my God.
Yeah.
Wait,
And it was a huge tall tee that I used to wear it like around.
You guys, I'm actually feeling so good right now.
Sam, I got to tell you
Oh my
something
God.
else I saw in the that you're
careful,
really gonna
dude.
like.
Yeah.
I did take a photo on my phone. I'll decide later if I feel comfortable showing that or not, because that's 100% something you're not supposed to do.
Mhm.
But there was this customer at Best Buy I kind of clocked, and I don't really take photos of strangers anyway, but
Right.
it was so humorous to me. It was this guy with his little boy, and they were looking at like the pre-built gaming PCs, and I heard what he was saying was like, that one seems like a lot for a 12-year-old. I don't know. He's kind of doing this talk. Then I turn and it's like, yeah, this tall father, like definitely in his late 30s, his little son, and he's wearing a graphic tee that just like, you know, like those graphic tees that have like the bathroom sign figures doing stuff?
Yeah.
Coles.
And it was like a little bathroom man, a little bathroom woman just giving him oral sex, like with her
Oh
head in
my
his crotch, and it just said like,
oh my God.
and it said like, warning, choking hazard.
holy shit.
He's wearing like a
dude.
gold chain.
Oh my
And he's
God.
just with his little boy.
He's just an adult man.
But do you want to know something even cooler? I think in the photo, I think the little boy is looking directly into my camera.
Wow.
I just noticed that earlier.
I'd like to see that picture. Off pod maybe, but
Well,
Is
let
he
me,
like holding his wrist? Because that means he's being like
here's what's
trafficked.
crazy. The kid looks like he understands the situation fully. Like the kid looks like he
We're
gets
fucking
that
this
it's
guy,
like,
this guy's taking pictures of my dad because of his t-shirt.
yeah, like the kid looks like he knows and he's like, I know.
Like, you guys, I'm
Yeah,
high off
that's
this.
crazy.
This is doing something to me.
You guys,
seriously.
yeah, this is melting my brains.
Yo, this is like, yeah, it's putting a hole. Doesn't ecstasy make holes in your brain? This is like putting a hole right
Yeah,
in
I'm
my
getting
brain.
fucking MDMA mad cow. You know what? We're at 56 minutes.
Damn.
Perfect.
We could just call it. I feel like we could
Let's cut it.
do more because.
Yeah.
Wait, let's do a clap. Goodbye.
Bugatti.